Hello.
I'm Nair.
And I'm Bello.
And we are Perspeculative.
Today we're going to be doing a Holey nostalgia.
On Tenchi.
Tenchi Muyo.
Well, I don't know.
It's Tenchi Muyo.
Is that the full name? Or is there just Tenchi and then there's Tenchi Muyo and then there's Tenchi Universe and then there's...
I don't know. There's like 60 different Tenchis, but the one we watched growing up is Tenchi Muyo. I'm 99.999% sure.
Okay. If you say so. So we're going to talk about our fuzzy memory of it. And then later we're going to rewatch it, or some of it at least, and then do another video talking about what we got wrong, what we totally forgot.
Oh, yeah, right.
So what I remember about Tenchi, besides it being a harem, was the way I remembered it.
No.
Yeah, and Bello does not agree with that, but I remember it being a harem. I know there was at least 3 chicks that wanted him, so that to me counts as a harem. And it was just like every chick that showed up eventually wanted to get with him or liked him, just about, so yeah. And again, one of those normal dudes, average looking normal dude, and all these varied chicks like alien, demon, pilot.
It's not just that they're the everyday normal dude. You always say that, but when you watch these animes, like in Tenchi and again in All My Goddess, they're not normal. They're abnormally kind. It's an ongoing theme that they are very good guys.
What I mean by that is what I would take
not
as
wealthy,
a normal guy, as
not great looking,
the average guy, to allow you to insert yourself in there as the average guy. And then you have all these ladies of great variety.
See, yes, it's fantasy, and there's, at least, I don't think there's goddesses floating around with a goddess hotline or demons in space. I don't know, there could be. But
demons in space! Anyway, sorry.
What I got from it, though, was that you have the power, if you are the average person, can you just decide to wake up rich one day? No. Can you decide to wake up one day and look like Brad Pitt if you don't? No. But can you wake up one day and decide that you're going to be a good person and you're going to be a kind person and treat others well and with respect every day and any interaction that you do? Yes, you can. And that is, to me, a superpower that everybody could have if they wanted to. And it sounds kind of corny, I guess, but I think that's part of why you call them harem and everything. To me, they really don't seem that harem-y. Yeah, there are people that are really interested in Tenchi, women. I remember there being 2 girls sort of fighting back and forth over him. And then there were other girls, but they weren't interested in Tenchi that way.
The 3rd girl that I'm talking about is from the movie that I watched, where she was in the tree, and I think she also was supposed to get with the grandpa, or wanted to get with his grandpa, but, settling for Tenchi.
I don't remember anything about the grandpa.
The alien chick was supposed to marry his grandpa, and then she's like, oh yeah, Tenchi's of age.
That.
Well, is like around my age, or, age, because I think she was like super old, but their longevity was different.
Yeah.
Whatever. Grandpa's old now, taking the youngin'. Like...
Well, I think she actually thought that Tenchi was his grandfather.
Oh, at first.
When they first, I
think very briefly. Very briefly she thought that. And I think the same thing happened with the demon chick. The grandpa locked her in the tree or something like that.
Yeah.
And then Tenchi accidentally let her out. That's the way I remember it. But either way, there was a movie where
Was it a tree?
I think it was a tree. That's the way I remember it. And the chick in the tree from the movie, which is a different chick in a tree, or took him into a tree. Maybe her realm was in a tree. I don't know. Anyway... But she was all about that.
Well, I know the Space Princess's ship, I feel like it was made out of trees or something. Like, it was very wooden. And she had wooden robots that looked like big wooden refrigerators that protected it. I'm serious. I swear to God, I remember it.
Oh, my God. I do not remember any of that. So, I can't say one way or another. I don't know if you guys remember when we were talking about Oh My Goddess, I remembered a scene of a chick walking with, like, ribbons barely around her and, like, her bra coming off and her boobs, like, sagging down slightly, ever so slightly, like, when they were let out, released. And and then she was laying down with, like, ribbons barely covering her and all this stuff. And it might have been Tenchi, because I didn't see it on Oh My Goddess. Not that I watched all of it.
She was supposed
to be fair. According to Bello.
Yeah.
Anyway, it might have actually been Tenchi. So, I'm not sure. But definitely another one of those anime directed towards guys. But enjoyed by women. Obviously, we enjoyed it. Like I said, I watched it before I watched DBZ. It was my second animated show that I watched after Sailor Moon, I believe.
See, I don't really remember there being that much Ichi in Tenchi at all. I don't know. Again, these are the eyes of youth, so maybe I just wasn't... My brain just glossed over that because it wasn't holding on to that, and I was more focused on, like...
The romance.
The romance. And the adventure. And a spaceship that turns into an adorable little squirrel.
Dude, I literally don't remember anything about the spaceship.
It ate carrots. What was the spaceship? A bunny? But it had big ears. A koala. No. Not sure what it was. It was
a
an
fantasy
alien.
Animal, probably.
Yeah, it was an alien. It was adorable. I know that.
I don't really remember hardly anything. I remember the beginning of Tenchi more than anything else. Just, him, a normal guy, doing his thing. Suddenly, demon coming out of a tree. Now she's into him. Weird, but okay. Now alien chick that was after Grandpa, but now after me. Weird, but apparently okay as well. And then this pilot, the space pilot, blonde chick, she comes in somewhere along the line.
Wasn't she going to arrest the demon?
Yeah, there was some kind of an arrest.
Something?
Yeah, I think
that was her purpose, but then she fell in love with friendship. Don't look at me like that, okay? Like, you know what I'm saying. She decided that her newfound friends were more important than
the law.
Upholding her position as an officer. That makes her sound bad, but...
Well, I mean,
friendship's
it depends.
number one.
Because what's lawful is not necessarily what's morally correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So, yeah.
Supporting crime over here. Arabello, Perspeculative.
Wait, no.
You heard it here first. Unlike, unsubscribe.
Or like and subscribe because of that. No. Anyway, I'm trying to think if I remember anything else from Tenchi.
You don't remember the other lady? I think you mentioned her before last time we talked about it a little bit.
There was that red-haired chick that was a sensei to him? A teacher?
I'm pretty sure she was
Something
a
like that.
doctor, and she... God, was she actually the demon chick's mom, or did she just create the demon chick, like, in a test tube?
Dude, you remember so much more than I do.
I feel like she created the demon chick, but she wasn't actually her mom. Now, she's not actually into Tenchi, like, actually into him, but she's sort of, like, pinchy, cheeky, you little cutie pie kind of thing, but not that I remember. I don't remember her being romantically interested in him, but just sort of, like, evaluating him and his effect on, quote-unquote, her daughter, and being like, oh, this is an interesting study. And that's sort of why she stuck along and continued to be in the story. But I feel like when she first got introduced, you don't really like her. I don't know why I feel like that. I'm like, I don't trust this short little evil lady.
I really don't remember. Despite me remembering that I loved Tenchi when I watched it, I don't remember jack crap.
It was very different at the time. I know there was a reboot and...
Oh My Goddess, DBZ, Sailor Moon.
Well, I'm trying to think of, like, other,
Yu Yu
like,
Hakusho.
aliens. You know what I mean? Like, there wasn't a lot of space. Cowboy Bebop, I think, was around at that time.
What about, like, Gundam Wing and...
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. Yeah, Gundam Wing.
And what I refer to as Evangelion. That's not how you pronounce it, but that's the way I've always pronounced it. And I can't even remember how to pronounce it correctly, but I always say Evangelion, which I also remembered really liking, as well as Gundam Wing.
Well, I think that's what we said in our friend group, too. Like, growing up, we called it Evangelion. Yeah.
Because we fancy or something. I don't no idea. That's just the way I pronounce it. But I remembered liking it. Don't remember anything about it.
I literally... Oh, and Slayers, but that, again, doesn't have aliens. And
she
Lupin the Third.
She swears I watched it. I don't remember.
Watched Slayers.
I don't remember any of it.
That would be one I'd be interested in going back and watching, too. Although I think the animation might be painful to watch just because our eyeballs are so spoiled with modern day anime.
Not only that, you got the old voice actors. You get the 90s voice actors, and some of that, the dubbing is rough. Like, rough. You know what I'm saying?
Like, they didn't even try to match it up. They're like, I'm gonna say the translation right here on my paper. I'm not looking at the screen because the mouth literally does not matter.
Well, and then trying to Americanize it in the worst ways possible, like they did with Sailor Moon. And it just...
Serena!
Yeah. It's basically spot on. Be impressed, guys, because that's basically spot on. See, I want to say Molly's name in that accent, but it's not like she ever calls herself. Like, Molly!
Molly!
But anyway.
She's straight out of Brooklyn now.
Oh, God. But anyways, back to Tenchi. I'm trying to think if I remember anything else.
He has a rat tail. I remember.
Yeah, tail. Well, yeah, I remember what he looks like.
Well, that was like a defining thing. You say every dude, but every dude does not have a rat tail. Alright, stand above the crowd, guys. Alright, get you a rat tail.
Oh, God.
Her head's in her hands right now. Just so you know. I remember something about fields of carrots. There's something about fields of carrots.
Maybe it was a dream of the ships.
Isn't there like a lake or something, and the ship crashes into it and comes out as a bunny rabbit, and it's a crystal or something in between that? Like a purple crystal.
Dude.
Turns into a bunny rabbit, and it's in the fields eating up all the carrots.
You would think I would not be able to forget this stuff, but definitely forgotten this stuff.
Well, part of the reason is because probably the last time you watched it, you were 12, and the last time I watched it, I was like 15.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. When it comes to me, I have to pretty much immediately rank stuff on MAL, or else I literally don't remember how much I like something. I remember, oh, I loved it, or it was great, but I don't remember anything about it, so I can't trust myself to rate it later on. I have a very bad memory, guys. If you haven't learned yet, I have a very bad memory. But yeah, I don't even know what I would rate Tenchi and all of that, because I don't remember hardly anything. I remember
him being really nice about everything. I think that ultimately he loved the demon chick, but the princess chick, even though she was a little brat, a big brat, whatever you want to say, he was very nice to her about it and was like, I understand you were in love with my grandpa, but that's not me, and you know,
you're being weird right now.
you're a lovely princess lady, but I'm just not interested.
But how could that be?
Yeah. You don't want to be Lord of the Universe or whatever he was going to be if he married her.
No idea.
Yeah. Lord of Space and Time. Eternal.
Wait, that's a different show.
Loki?
Time Lord.
Oh, okay. I'm looking forward to the new season of Loki. Anyway, yeah, so pretty much everything I remember. I mean, ugh.
Yeah. Sorry, guys, we don't have much, not on this one, especially me.
Yeah, I feel like I've gotten quite a bit wrong, but you know.
That's all in fun. It's all part of the fun of it. The terrible, terrible memory.
That's why it's holy
nostalgia. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because you have the nostalgia glasses on, but you can't remember.
They're made out of Swiss cheese.
Mm-hmm.
All right. That is all for this segment. We appreciate you listening.
Mm-hmm. This has been Holy Nostalgia.
Part 1.
Tenchi Muyo.
Oh, wait.
All right. Bye-bye now.